Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Geek vs. Podcast, your weekly geek. I am the Life Finds a Way, Taylor Field, and I am joined by...
I'm the Lord of D, Dylan Must.
I love it. We are here because, it's weekly geek time, and we got some news topics to share with you guys and discuss, and then we've got some what we've been watching, and then some movie trailers to break down, so it's going to be a pretty good episode this evening or morning, wherever you are. So I get the new format. It screws me up because I always just want to get right into like the plugs, the Patreon, and all that. But we do that. I think the general consensus to do that at the first ad break, right?
It's whatever you're feeling on the given day. But I like to do the plugs later on because then, we get people, we got to sucker them in first. We don't want to shy anyone away because they're like, oh my God, ads already? Jeez Louise.
That's right. I like that. I can stand by that. Cool. Then let's just get into the what we've been watching. What's been gracing your monitors lately, Dylan?
My monitors? Not a lot, to be honest. I've been watching The Traitors. I've kind of got into that show recently. This season has been okay. It's actually done on Thursday, I think. So, have you ever seen The Traitors?
Actually, yes. That was one of the many shows that we started to binge while we were both on parental leave.
Oh, nice.
So, I don't know what season.
Are you watching, have you watched the U.S., Canadian, or which one?
Oh,
because they also have a UK
gosh.
one. They probably have like an Australia one or something crazy.
And do they all have different hosts? Because I can tell you.
Yes, the host is Alan Cumming for the US one.
Yes, okay, that's the one we've been watching.
Okay, yeah.
One.
Have you been watching the new season then that's airing currently?
The one we just watched, it's not airing currently because we saw how it ended, and the Traitors won that.
Okay, I think, yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. So that's good to know that there's another one because that's exciting because we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it's a fun show. It's like the game mechanics of it are kind of janky just because like if you do well as a faithful and you take out traitors, then like more just get put in, which is, because they need to get whatever 12 episodes for a season. So it's a bit silly to be honest, but I don't know. It's a fun show. I skip the challenges. I don't really care about that stuff. I'm just there for like the social strategy of it and like the voting elements of it, and it's fun. I mean, I don't know a lot of the people on it, but every US season has had some Survivor players on there, and so I'm a big Survivor fan, so that's always fun to see. I think there was 3 this season, and then some other people from various shows. I don't know many of them, but and unfortunately my favorite, the person I was most looking forward to, got voted out like the second episode, so that was a bit of a bummer. But it has been a fun season. It's almost done. I feel like I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't caught up yet, but enjoying this season enough. It's decent. And I'm excited because tomorrow Survivor starts, and it's Survivor 50. It's the first returning player season in 5 years or something like that. So it's been a long time since we've had anyone come back. So really, I've just been on my reality TV grind, Taylor. I don't think I've watched... The only movie I watched recently was Resident Evil. I did watch the first one and didn't join on the retro, unfortunately, just because of the day I was having, I'll put it that way. But that was fun. That was a good time. I won't relitigate because you guys did a whole episode on that. And then I guess the only other thing I'll quickly shout out, and this was like a month ago now, but I did see Send Help,
Nice.
Which honestly was a bit of a bummer for me. I was not a big fan of it. I think it had some good moments. It was very funny at times. I like the visuals of it, but overall, I think like maybe the second half of the movie, I just kind of wasn't vibing with it. I feel like it was dialing things up, and then it kind of just cut off for a little bit, and then I don't know, ending's fine or whatever, but it just unfortunately was not my favorite. I think I was expecting it to be bit more crazy and bombastic, but still a fun time. Don't regret seeing it by any stretch of the imagination. But I think, have I watched anything else? That's pretty much it. Yeah.
I feel like Rachel McAdams had a lot of fun in that role. I feel like
yes, she chews up that role. Another there's a good Survivor reference in there, calling out season 47 with like the most deep cut person from that season who like I totally forgot about that. When they said the name, I'm like, yeah, that was a guy on the early part of the season. So that was fun to see. And all the like cross marketing they were doing with Survivor and stuff for that was cool. I like to see that.
Yeah. Gosh, what have I been up to watch wise? I feel like a lot of it I'm gonna rehash from because we did an in-person cast and we did what we've been watching then. So I'll just kind of like speed roll through it. So yeah, Send Help was one that I did. I did the
Nice.
Time Machine. That one was really I've seen it before, but that's just an awesome 2000s adventure.
Nice.
And then what else did we go through? We on my parental leave, me and Madison just did a whole plethora of baking shows, cooking shows, and like the
Nice.
glass blowing stuff and everything
Oh,
like
nice.
that. So.
Yeah, Blown Away. Such a good show.
Yeah, blown away. Yeah, it's just when they spend you spend 4 hours building something and it breaks. It's like
Yeah.
you can't do anything. I mean, you can try and turn it around, and some do.
Some
But
do,
just-
yeah. I
oh.
remember there was one person that made like a crystal ball sphere kind of thing, and it kind of I think they intentionally like dropped it a bit to like give it that shattered look.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, man, there was one guy in one of those seasons you probably saw who just like would always end like an hour or two before the time was up, and then he just got voted on like the third episode or something because he just had like some really undercooked like shitty piece of glass. Like, dude, you had so much time to, zhuzh this up a little bit, but he was just so cocky, I guess. So
Yeah,
it's a very fun show. It's so cool to see, and just that art, that craft.
Oh, for sure. Those kind of shows where you have time limits. You don't finish early. That's not the goal. You need to
Yeah.
use every second. Like do extra stuff. Just look busy.
Yeah, it's funny. Like those shows always edit it, even if you aren't right down to the wire. They always edit it that like you finished making the meal within the last like 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
But with that guy, they couldn't even fake it. It's like, oh, this fucking guy is just he leaves the studio. Everyone else is still there,
Yeah.
and he's out having a smoke or something outside. So
That's right.
silly.
That's right. What else did we do? We did Jury Duty because we found out that season 2 is coming out again. Or sorry,
yeah,
season 2 is coming out.
rewatched that
So
recently.
we
It's so
we
fun.
rewatched Jury Duty, and while we're on our vacation, we put it on again for our family that we were staying with because they were enjoying it too while we were watching it. So we're just
Yeah.
soaking it in. And yeah, Resident Evil we watched. And then what else was there? The big thing that we've kind of been going through, I guess, it's Night of the Seven Kingdoms. You can check out me and Kirkland's review of that. But Canada Shore, and this is just brain rot, horrible garbage TV. But
I heard
for some
Snooki
reason-
made an appearance.
Snooki's made an appearance. That's right.
What's
It's
she
just-
looking like these days? Is she just melting away with all the presumed plastic surgery?
all the plastic surgery is hiding all the melting points.
Okay, she just keeps it up.
keeps stacking it on
Nice.
there. I don't know, I think she looks pretty okay actually.
Nice.
I don't know
Way
how
to go,
old she
Snooki.
is, but Snooki's looking pretty good. The show being in our hometown hometown. The town where we are based is
Yeah.
weird.
The
It's
home
just
of the pod.
weird. Home of the pods, and seeing where they're out and about, running around, and like the one last episode got like they went to the place next door to where I used to live on the farm, and it was just this is
That's
really
weird.
Yeah, it's just some crazy shenanigans and the things that they're freaking out about and all this drama and stuff. Oh, it's just this garbage TV. Madison puts it on, and she knows it's garbage TV, but it's just
Yeah.
the fact that it's home of the pod. It just makes it very
It's
interesting.
like polished garbage. It's
Polished
like-
garbage, yeah.
It's like one of those blown away people who like takes a shattered piece of glass and turns it into art.
Exactly, yeah. And they finish way too soon before the timer ends.
Yeah.
What else have I watched, though? I feel like that's pretty much been it. I mean, I've been doing my Punisher season 2 watch
Yep,
through, getting ready
nice.
for the review for that. And I guess, yeah, we've been doing the Punisher retro. That's kickstarted as well. But other than that, I feel like I got a few things that's on my roster that I want to get through, that I want to watch, and I haven't been able to kind of jump over to it and get underway. But I do feel like I made a good dent while I was on my parental leave.
Nice.
The big thing was Landman. I was so stoked I got to just binge through Landman season 1 and 2. That show was just like chef's kiss. That was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, and then you also watched a particular YouTube video.
Oh,
that-
yes.
Can I set this up? So one of my favorite bands the last couple of years is this band called the Wolves of Glendale, and they're kind of like a comedy rock band. They kind of switch up the genre, and they've done this series of videos recently called Iron Songwriter, which I don't know if that's like a greater thing that's happening on like TikTok or something, or if they invented this. But essentially, they give themselves this is a YouTube video. They give themselves 1 hour to write a song. And then whatever song they come up with, they have to record that, and then like they just have to drop it on streaming service. No matter how good or bad it is. And so what they've done for these Iron Songwriters is they've taken the lines in the song, all the dialogue has to be from the first one they did was Shrek, and then they did Bee Movie, And then the third one they did, which I sent to Taylor, was Jurassic Park. And for the Jurassic Park one, what they did you watch the making of or just the song itself?
I watched a bit of the making one, but I watched the whole song.
Yeah, so the start of what they did this time, which I didn't do with the other two, was they also randomized the genre. So they had like 15 different musical genres that the song could have been. And so they rolled country using only Jurassic Park songs. And it's funny, they have like one other country song that they've released before. But the fact that they're just like able to perfectly mimic these genres in like a really authentic way is so impressive. But yeah, what did you think of the Jurassic Park song? Was there any particular lines or moments that stood out to you?
The first thing was just, it was country. I was like, this is not where I was thinking this is gonna go. That was weird. And what's even weirder is that it works. It works so well with
it's
like
such a good song.
the lines that they have.
I'm not a country guy, but I've listened to this song like 20 times already. It's so good.
Is it on Spotify or is it just on YouTube?
It is on Spotify. Yeah.
Okay, I might have to add it to my playlist.
Yeah.
Then.
And the one guy who like starts the song out, like, I mean, all of them are really good at singing different styles to like fit the different genres they're doing. But the way he does like this just deep, grovelly country voice that he does not sound like that normally when he's singing like genuinely. But he like, just God creates dinosaurs. Like the part of the beginning, he does that so well. And I love the Dodgson section. Dodgson. We've got a Dodgson here. that has been stuck in my head for since the video came out. It's so fun. So shout out to the Wolves of Glendale. They're crushing it right now.
No, I in tie-in with the Dodson, it was like how did it go? It was life finds a way. Life finds a way. Life finds a way. Nice hat. Welcome to Jurassic
the little
Park.
nice hat in there.
Yeah. No, that cracked me up. I think that when you kind of see like them kind of hitting all the lines, like razor on the middle toe, like cut you open. it's really funny. Clever.
Do you
girl.
think you saw us?
Yeah.
Clever girl. That is one big pile of shit. So good. Oh, they're the best. They're so good.
And they only took an hour. That's very impressive.
Super impressive. I mean, the recording of it, like they obviously take more time to like actually record the finished version that goes out
the
'cause it
rollerblades
gets like remastered and
and
stuff. But yeah, in terms of actually like writing the song, like they don't change anything afterwards, which is really impressive. They're super good.
Yeah, no, I like that. I'm glad you sent that to me. I have to send it to Madison so she can.
Yeah, and definitely check out the Shrek and B movie ones as well.
I'm gonna check those out too. Yeah, the Shrek one has me interested.
They're both really good songs. Really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we should sally forth into our big topic here. And this is a very interesting one. Of course, it's superhero related, and Hunter Iggy in the chat. We'll get to your questions soon because you're definitely you're ready for it. You're ready for this discussion here. But it is officially Sony is rebooting the Sony-Marvel verse. They're basically planning out phase 1 of the reboot. So, how do you feel about this, Dylan? Like, where do you think you start with doing a reboot for all these movies?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. We'll see how rebooty it feels, or whether it just feels like more of the same. I assume the reboot parts of it mean that we're like sunsetting Tom Hardy, and like none of the other characters were really going to come back anyway because all those movies tanked. Like Tom Hardy's Venom were the only ones that had any sort of like cultural splash and like actually did a dent at the box office. So yeah, we'll see. But even like when I was reading a couple articles with like the guy who was announcing it, it's not like he was like, we have this big grand idea to reboot, and here's our 6-movie plan. The interviewer was just like, so like, it sounds like you're maybe doing like a reboot. And he's like, yeah. Like that was like it was very understated, I guess. So we'll see. Now, I don't even know if they have the wheels under them on this. They might just be kind of riding free. So we'll see what happens there. But I mean, I think that if I was them, what I would be thinking about is, okay, Venom did well. Pretty iconic character. You got Tom Hardy in there. Like those movies, even if they aren't great movies necessarily, they at least connected with an audience. A lot of that was like overseas and stuff too, right? So it's a bit different than like what you might expect. But I feel like the main note that they would probably have from this is like, oh yeah, people aren't interested in a Spider-Man movie that doesn't have Spider-Man. Who would have thought, Taylor? Who would have thought? And so, Venom is like a very Spider-Man-y character, very tangentially close, whereas something like Madame Web or Kraven, Morbius feels like much more on the outside. And you have to be kind of a big enough Spider-Man fan to at least know who Madame Web and what was the other one? Morbius are. Like, but I feel like a lot of people know who Kraven is, maybe, but not necessarily, obviously, enough to want to go see a movie. So I feel like if their plans don't include using Spider-Man characters, now it doesn't have to be Peter Parker. It could be Miles. It could be a Gwen. It could be a Penny Parker. It could be some other crazy thing. It could be, Nick Cage's Spider-Man Noir on the big screen. But I feel like that has to be part of the plan, or else I feel like it's just going to fail again.
I would agree. You can't just out the gate just drop like a Madame Web reboot or anything like that. It's just that sour taste in the mouth. I think you need to do something like you said. People want Spider-Man. You need to do something with Spider-Man. Spider-Verse, they didn't just put one Spider-Man in there. They put several variants
hundreds
in there.
Sometimes.
So hundreds, yeah. So I mean, and that's kind of what really did it for. Sorry, can you hear that noise in the background?
I hear no noise in the background.
Okay, thank God, because Madison is just blasting her hair blower right now.
She's got some wet hair.
Yes. So, when you're trying to map this out, I thought there was a point in time where focusing on these alternative characters and kind of fleshing them out would have maybe been the way to go, but that was something that I was saying back in the day for DC, because I felt like when you have Marvel already established and you have Marvel out there with their Avengers and their main, their spin-offs, their shows, everything, they basically have the monopoly over this superhero market. And then you've got DC that's kind of coming around the corner here, and it's like, hey, we did one movie with Batman vs Superman, and then we did a Justice League, our heavy hitters, our two main characters. And it's like, DC probably shouldn't be doing something like that necessarily, because how are you gonna? You're trying to compete, obviously, with the other superhero, the superhero powerhouse in the house here, and that's Marvel. So Sony is like that little weird. Not little weird, I shouldn't say that, but the little cousin or like the little brother who just wants to play the video game when you unplug the controller and put it in his hand and like let him play, but he's not actually playing.
Yeah,
that's Sony. So I thought that maybe that component could apply to them, whereas DC should focus on these other side characters, which I feel like they're doing now. That's what Sony should be doing, and Sony did that, and it sucked. I don't like Morbius. I don't like, Kraven the Hunter was okay. There's some things, but like I don't like these movies being Marvel affiliated, but not adding to the main story at all. It bothers me. I feel like at this point in time, when Disney's Marvel is incorporating all the other Marvel movies into their realm, like X-Men and the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, like all these other things, like Fantastic Four, the list goes on and on and on. And now you have just Sony just kind of still doing their own offshoot. I feel like it just makes sense for them to just focus more on working with Marvel instead of just lending the character Spider-Man to them, like Tom Holland, and letting them run with it. But I think scrap all the side characters. You're rebooting it. Like you said, you need to focus on Spider-Man. If that's Spider-Noir, that's coming out, and that's going to be kind of like your pillar, your foundation, your baseline there. Hell yeah, let's hope Nick Cage just sprints with that and delivers the landing, and we can just
That's a show, though, right?
It's a show, yes.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious to see if you get Spider-Noir popping in the MCU.
Oh. I could see Nick Cage doing that.
But then you...
well, maybe not necessarily the MCU, but I could see him doing that in these new Sony movies.
New Sony movies, yes. I was going to say, if he were to pop in the MCU, you risk running the potential loss of him appearing as Ghost Rider, but considering we had Chris Evans...
That feels more likely to me.
As Ghost Rider, yes, I would say so. But Chris Evans was both, right, in the MCU, so... I mean, he was both Fantastic Four and Steve Rogers, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The show, Spider-Man Noir, that's an animated show, right?
No, that's live action.
Oh my God, it is? Okay, I didn't
Did you
even
see
know
a trailer for it?
No, I did not.
Oh yeah, it's live action. You can watch it in black and white or in like a saturated color.
Cool. I think we could definitely see him on the big screen.
Yeah, it's. Have you seen like any pictures of it or anything like that?
No, I radio silent on this one apparently.
Oh my God. Okay, let me just.
Sometimes I've been known to live under a rock. Just me and my rock.
I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we got for a good picture? It's all the animated shots here. Let's see.
I'm telling you, it's animated.
Let's share the screen. So here's Nick Cage as Spider Noir. I'm stoked. I just love how it looks. Here's another shot of the costume.
Okay, so you can watch in color or black and white.
Yes. So this is the color that you can watch. The true hue, full color.
True hue.
There's a lot of fake AI.
Do you think we get a lot of Nick Cage not actually in the suit for this show?
I think you do, yeah, because he's right here. I mean, you get him like in his PI, private eye detective.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Kind of get up. And then just him doing the web slinging was super sweet in the trailer.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think we'd get that on the big screen? Get a movie of that? Low budget movie.
I don't know if you would, to be honest. And I think that's mostly just because Travis is just in the back of my mind now, just kind of throwing it down, not like hating on it, but just kind of, I don't think he expects great things to come off of this show. I think it'll just kind of hit a certain tier, and I think that's going to kind of be it. And I would like it to do more. I would like it to do really, really well, but I don't think it's going to be along the lines of a Madame Web or anything that low. I think it's got a Spider-Man character in here. What's his name? He is it Ben Reilly, I believe, in here is his name.
Okay. Isn't that the Scarlet Spider guy?
Well, the Spider-Man 2099, right?
That's Miguel. Isn't that Miguel something or other?
Miguel. That's right. Ben Reilly. Oh yeah, who wears the blue blue thingy. Yeah, the blue hoodie.
So he's in that show? Is what you're saying?
So Nicolas Cage will portray a version of Ben Reilly who's Spider Noir in the TV series.
Interesting.
And also you reminded me. Oh, you reminded me. Oh, ho, ho, ho. This is some juice here. So there's the villains that are going to be in Spider Noir as well. Okay, here. Why can't people just put all of them together? Okay, I think this is kind of it. The photo's not going to be the most clearest, but you'll kind of get the message. So, I think this is supposed to be Vulture. I don't like that it says Man Spider. I think it's supposed to be Vulture. Maybe it is Man Spider. Electro, Sandman, Molten Man. Those are 3 for sure in there. I can't remember on this guy. I thought I read Vulture somewhere, but maybe I'm just completely mistaken. No,
that's interesting. That's some juice. That should be fun.
That don't look like Vulture. That definitely looks like Spider Legs. So that's probably Man Spider.
That looks like Man Spider for sure.
Yeah, and Mr. Negative. So apparently it's just supposed to be pretty decked out for the villains list, which is pretty cool. Just to get another version of Sandman, that's exciting as well.
So going back to the movies, then, like, do you think we get a Peter Parker? Whether that is, well, yeah. First of all, do you think we get a Peter Parker? If yes, is it one that we've seen before, or are we getting a new Peter Parker?
We'll get a new one. I don't think you're gonna see like your Toby or
Andrew. Yeah, I don't know if we know how the rights works for all this stuff.
Yeah, it's beyond my comprehension. But we'll get, if they were to do one, we would get another one, a new Peter Parker. And I would probably expect it to be maybe like a young kid or something like that. That's just thrown in the background or something.
Yeah. What do I think they'll do? Do you think they would go Miles Morales or Gwen Stacy route? They're pretty popular right now, right?
I would love it if they did a Gwen Stacy movie with like Spider-Gwen. I don't know if it would do numbers at the box office, but I think it would do really, really well. I'd like to hope it would do really, really well. Miles Morales, Yes, I would say that I could see them doing it simply because of the fact that their Spider-Verse trilogy is just so like praised and people love it. But then we haven't even got part 3 yet, so I think that's kind of the hang up. I think you'll get something else live action before we get that part 3, and even then when part 3 comes out, there's probably going to be a buffer period before they do anything with Miles Morales again, I would imagine.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I think these projects will definitely involve one or more of these spider people. What about the villains that we've seen thus far? Like, do we get a new Venom? Because that was pretty successful. Do they try it again? New actor, new Venom. Do we go down that route?
Well, apparently they're doing a new Venom animated show, and did you
Okay.
hear about this?
No.
So a new project, and it's supposed to have Tom Hardy connected to it in some way.
Oh,
Yes,
interesting.
that's the kind of the rumor right now.
I thought he was
I
out the
guess-
door with the, I'll never forget you, buddy, kind of moment. but-
Thought so too. So this is the Hollywood Reporter. A Venom animated movie is in the works with the Final Destination filmmakers.
Okay.
And yes, Tom Hardy is supposedly attached to it in some shape or form. But
Attached to it, just like a symbiote is to Eddie Brock.
exactly. I don't know. Is that part of the reboot? Like, what's like, if Tom Hardy's
I mean,
in
I
there,
would
that
think
doesn't
the
make
shows are
sense.
kind of in their own realm. I don't think they're going to go full MCU and like connectivity between shows and movies. I think they'll do their movies, which are kind of in a connected universe, probably to some extent, but not with the shows. I think the shows will be a separate beast. Because it sounds like these shows are kind of already underway. Which I mean, I don't know how recently the reboot of this Sony thing has been happening for sure. Because it was Craven and Venom 2024? Or is it 2025?
Was it Craven release date? Wow, where did the time go? I feel like we just
2024?
went to the theater and saw Craven.
Yeah.
2024. Yeah.
It was late in the year, though, right?
December. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Venom 3
So about a year
release
ago.
date.
And Venom was earlier that fall.
That's right. That was October 2024. That's
Yeah.
funny.
So even those, like, I assume, because even Venom didn't do as well as the other ones, I believe, right? And then so Craven comes out, tanks, and then they start. Okay, let's get the reboot working. So I don't know. We'll see how quickly this takes off. But I would assume that these shows. I don't know what the leadership situation is like over there, but I'm going to assume those shows are kind of in isolation to each other, not really related to the movies in any sort of way in that production pipeline.
Yeah, I would say you're pretty spot on with that. Yeah. But again, I just think these characters are better off in a movie with a Spider-Man. I think that's kind of
Yeah.
the focus. And then, of course, you have a Spider-Man in Madame Web. I guess he's considered a Spider-Man, right? What was his name?
Well, you have Uncle Ben and a baby Peter, right?
In Madame Web. That's
Yeah.
right. You do have Uncle Ben. But then you've got the Ezekiel Sims.
Oh yeah,
That's Spider-Man.
Ezekiel Sims.
Yeah.
Forgot about him. A thing of the past.
And you got the weird, what was this guy? The Spider-Man in the woods, the Amazon spider guy.
The Amazonian spiders.
Yeah. Yeah,
What do you think about a Sinister Six movie, like a Thunderbolts-y Sinister Six kind of movie?
do you get set
Like
up for this?
would that light up the box office? If you got Scorpion, you got Chameleon, you got who else is in this Sinister Six?
Goblin, Dog Ock,
Vulture. Yeah.
Are
Do you
they
think that
just
would-
are they
do you think
opening
that
with
would do well?
this?
What's that?
Or is Sony opening with this, or have they released any like movies to kind of like set this up?
Well, yeah, maybe it's maybe it's the third or fourth movie or something like that. in the
I
reboot.
think Sony could not just drop a hefty meal like this of the Sinister Six on their own. Now, if they were to be like, okay, the next MCU film is a Sinister Six movie, I think 100% it works.
I mean, yeah, I guess we kind of had that a bit already with No Way Home.
With No Way Home, yeah, they kind of dabbled in there a little bit.
Same
And
idea.
And I think they pushed for that because they probably had a little bit of issue trying to get set up to do a Sinister Six project, just sharing those characters and whatnot. So this was the next best thing, I imagine.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't let it detract from the fact that you could see the Sinister Six set up.
I think that could be a cool movie. That could be fun. I don't know what like they would be up against, or like because I assume they would all come together at some point, but maybe not. Maybe they just fight each other.
Let's see.
Classic
Sinister
MacGuffin. There's a rare jewel that they're all trying to get.
The rare jewel. Who does
Maybe they're all
the
fighting for an Infinity Stone. Imagine that.
Now that would be sweet. I'd be down for that. I mean,
They're all fighting for the Infinity Stone, the green one, so they can reverse time, and the lizard can undo his lizardness. Sandman can turn himself not into sand. Electro lost a kid, so he can go back and get the kid.
The same.
He can go back
plot
before he
as
fell in the
No
vat of
Way
eels.
Home, but just
Yeah.
time travel.
Yeah. Like that could be. That's an idea.
I would, if they were to go for a Infinity Stone, I feel like it kind of backtreads a little bit, only in the sense that we've exited the Infinity Saga, but it would have to make sense. It would have.
I
to
don't think
serve as a
Sony
plot.
cares about 10 years down the road, though. I think they are just looking for that next meal.
The next meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Like
so.
they don't want the fishing pole; they want the fish.
I like that. That phrase. Yeah, I would say you're right.
Because if it doesn't work, they just fucking reboot again in 3 years, and who really
Reboot
cares?
again.
Because there is less investment in the first place.
That's right. It makes sense. That's why they're kind of like, hey, Marvel, here you go. Here's Spider-Man. You handle that side of things. So I'm pretty sure Marvel handles the Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, but Sony handles the marketing, right? Because we got those
That sounds
god-awful
right. Yeah,
movie
because sometimes we get
posters.
some wacko trailers, and it's like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Feige clearly had no hat in this race here.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. So I guess the other part here in conjunction with this, because word on the street from Mr. Travis Snell, the reboot is going to be more closely tied with the MCU. So an example of this, Black Panther appearing in Civil War. And I like that, because, I mean, the same thing with Spider-Man. He appeared in Civil War, too.
Right, to
and it's just
introduce
kind
the
of like
character, and then you get their own movie. Yeah.
Yeah, like Hawkeye in Thor, the first Thor movie. Just they're subtly there.
Does MCU want to play ball? Like, what do they gain from this? What do they gain from putting Morbius in the next Shang-Chi movie, and then Morbius splits off?
I think it, go back to the example of Black Panther. So you put Black Panther in the movie of Civil War because it sets up their Black Panther movie, and that movie goes on to be a massive box office success, right? So what do you do here with what character for what project down the line? Like, what are you trying to set yourself up for down the road?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm trying to think. Do you do a Norman Osborn? Do you throw him into a movie like this? Let's say, next movie is the Sinister Six. You just introduced the Sinister Six. Yes, you got like 6 villains in there, but you're really doing it just to introduce 2 that you're going to pull from the sandbox later on in like single solo projects or something. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. I mean, I don't think that they're gonna do an MCU thing, or even a DCU thing of like building up to a Avengers type thing. I don't think they're gonna go that route. I think they're really just one movie at a time. Again, the fish analogy here. I think they're just gonna go one at a time, and hope each one pans out. Probably very little connectivity, but maybe they're just like, oh yeah, Vulture was in this one, he's gonna be in this one too. And the directors kind of just are given a project. They work on that one project, and I don't think there'll be like a master plan to it all. And I guess I don't know where that squares into the MCU at large, but maybe it's as minimal as like technically Tom Hardy's Venom appears in the MCU, right? Like maybe it's just that level of tiny little breadcrumb connections. But who even knows what's going to happen in the MCU in the next few years? Like if they go reboot route or something like that too, right? Who knows what's going to happen after Secret Wars, which is probably around the time that this new Sony thing is going to kick off. I would think 2027, 2028 is probably when we get the first one of these new movies, perhaps.
That's a big risk. I mean, obviously, if it's the same year, that's fine. But they'd have to steer clear away from Secret Wars if they're going to be like, hey, here's our new standalone movie that's not attached to the MCU, and you got Secret Wars this year, and you've got like Tobey again. They're gonna do their own thing, and you're gonna have Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and Tom Holland all teaming up on screen again, and what they're gonna put out, the Spider Noir movie, the Spider Gwen. Sure, I'm there for it, but everyone's gonna just everyone's going to go into this Sony movie anticipating and expecting it to tie into the main MCU. And I think for the
Yeah.
most part, people are running into that issue with the current projects that they've done in the regular MCU. It's confusing.
Yeah, they need something to get a splash, right? Because after the first Venom, extreme diminishing returns that they got in terms of just general excitement or even knowledge. Like I feel like if I went and polled all of my friends, maybe one of them would know that these other, Morbius and Madame Web movies even happened. Like I feel like obviously the people in the Geekverse realm know all this stuff, but friends outside that, I don't think anyone knew about these things. I think it's just it was its own little realm. So they need to do something to get that to be more mainstream, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, better marketing. That's what they need to work on for sure.
Yeah, and maybe that is a connection with the MCU, which is admittedly not in its best place either. I don't know how much they can really just ride off raw MCU hype, which is I think kind of where they were at when they first started the current Sonyverse. But times have changed.
Yes. Yeah, they really. Yeah, you can see there's movement behind me.
Yeah, spiders crawling on the wall.
The spiders, yeah. Yeah. I think what else could you kind of see dropping in on like a Phase 1 reboot of here? I mean, we talked Spider Noir, Sinister Six, Spider Gwen. I feel like if you do any of these other villains, it's not going to kind of take off. Well, you can't do the anti-hero or the anti-hero, anti-hero, because that's what Venom is. That's what they made Kraven to be, and Madame Web. It's like, okay, it's how many times is that gimmick gonna go?
Yeah, not
for
much.
you. No.
Do you think we'll see Tom Hardy at all? I know you said he's somehow related to this animated show. Do you think they would keep him around in some way? Kind of like how the DCU started with like, oh yeah, we're gonna reboot, but we're gonna keep. I don't even remember who they kept, but they kept some couple random people. But do you think they would do
John
that with
Cena.
Tom Hardy?
Kept John Cena.
Kept John Cena, yeah, Peacemaker, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I could see them keeping him I could see them just keeping him and giving him a new role. But the fact that they're keeping him and potentially just keeping him attached to a Venom project, I don't get it. It's weird. It's the pick and choosing thing of like your reboot instead of just. Well, I don't know. You can do whatever you want, I guess. At the end of the day, they're comic book characters, but like it just kind of aggravates me because the way my brain's gonna work is I'm gonna watch this animated Venom film and just think, no matter what, this is connected to the 3 live-action Venom movies.
Yeah. How hopeful are you for this reboot?
Oh, of the Phase 1 Sony films, it's got to be better. Knock on wood. It's got to be better than what's currently been presented to us. And I know we were talking about how they'll just do one movie at a time and see how things go. I would prefer it if they kind of they met up, the writers got around the round table and mapped out a basic story.
Yeah.
While each film is kind of central and kind of its own narrative, they can still kind of lead to a larger overall storyline with in tandem with the other films. So that's just what I hope. But I am excited because I do think that, like I said, it's going to go up from here. And obviously, if they're choosing to reboot it, that means that they've learned something. That means that they understand that the numbers aren't there for their current movies, and they have to change the formula a little bit. So, or I guess go back to formula.
Back to formula, yeah. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I think if they include spider people in these reboot movies, which I think they really need to check that box. There's the odd one that could work, like literally Venom might be the only one that is fine on his own. Even then, we saw the fatigue of that over the course of just a trilogy. So I think if they get the spider people in there, I'm slightly more hopeful than what we got with this first Sony thing. But I'm going to be honest, I have very low expectations for this taking off, being successful, and to be something that we're going to be talking about in like 5 years. I feel like it'll just kind of wither away again.
Well, let's look at again the other Spider-Man project that they put out, getting season 2. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That show is just fan-frickin-tastic, right?
It's good.
And I just feel like, okay, that's again, it's got Peter Parker, it's got Spider-Man in there, and that's just kind of what brings people around. A Spider-Man movie, I feel like, is always going to just kind of draw people in. Of course, the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 is kind of its own little nest egg there. But the other Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, big money makers at the box office. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, like people love those movies. So there's definitely that sweet spot for Spider-Man specifically. So like you said, it's if they include that Spider-Man in the movie, I think that's just gonna be their secret weapon, their golden egg. So
The golden goose. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
cool. Well, I think it's time we jump to our first ad break, which,
We
ladies and
better.
gentlemen, you can skip if you are subscribed to our Patreon. How about that? The Patreon, ladies and gentlemen, ad-free early content available there. It's a great place to be.
Unbelievable.
You get tons of retrospectives, all ad-free, all early. I don't know what the time restraints are on some of these things. I just know we will pump out a bunch of episodes in a week, and then we'll just throw them on there, and you can get access to it. You also, depending on your tier, can be listed off as one of our Patreon producers right here on the show. Aaron Braden, April of Darkness, Jack Grant, Super Bad Mike, The Good God Loves Me 69, a.k.a. Norman Reedus Fetus, Hidalgo, Lenny Kravitz, Cocktail Clay, John with no H, Sam Green, and John M. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for everything that you do. And we'll be back after this ad break. And we are back. All right. So we are going to talk trailers. What trailer do you want to start with there, Dylan?
Let me start off with Over Your Dead Body, which is a thriller kind of movie, directed by Jorma Taccone of The Lonely Island, which is why this caught my attention, because I've been very obsessed with Lonely Island recently, re-listening to some of their old stuff, listening to their podcast, and on their podcast they often talk about the movies that they're making. Like, Akiva was the director of Naked Gun, which came out last year, and they did a whole episode about Naked Gun, which is really fun to hear some of the behind the scenes, making of, all that sort of stuff. And so this one, I'm excited to watch this movie and then listen to the podcast episode where Jorm talks about the experience of making it. So I'm already invested. I'm all in on the Lonely Island train right now. It's the light of my Tuesday. Every Tuesday a new episode drops of their pod, and I'm into it. So I don't honestly, this trailer didn't zest me up too much. I think there's an interesting concept there, but it kind of just felt like it's a lot of the same. I feel like it didn't really go anywhere. It didn't go up to that second gear. But I feel like that may hope they're just holding back for the sake of a trailer. So I'm curious about this movie. I like the cast, and I feel like this could be a sleeper hit. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, this. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen Jason Segel in anything. It's been a good.
He's been popping off with
minute.
Shrinking. I feel like that's where he's been
Shrinking.
the last few years.
That's right. Yes. But yeah, Samara Weaving, I feel like she's kind of popping off lately now too. Well, just with the two projects. There's this, and then there was Ready or Not, Hide and Seek, or whatever it is.
You got it.
I haven't really seen her in anything else, but I think there's certain things in this trailer that I was digging, and it looked like they were really going for that zaniness when they're all fighting and kicking the crap out of each other and whatnot. But I don't think there was enough juice there to really kind of put me into a theater seat.
Yeah,
And maybe I'd have to see another trailer, and I was hoping there would be a little bit of horror or something in there too, but it throws that comedy in there, oh, you're gonna shoot me, I was being considerate, I was gonna knock you out first. There's some stuff in there, but I don't know if their humor is necessarily riding my train. My humor train, I guess.
Your humor train, yeah.
But I'm curious. I like both the actor and actress that's in there, and you got Timothy Olyphant who's in there, which I haven't seen him since Alien Earth, and I could use a good redemption, because him in that show, I mean, he's good, but the show, I feel like, brings him down a little bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, Timmy Olyphant, he sometimes would drop in on the podcast because he was hanging out in Finland there with Jorma. So he would sometimes pop in and just say hello while they were filming this, I guess. So, yeah. Shouts to him.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you? What's the top of the scrap heap here?
I want to talk about this Bodycam movie.
Okay.
This reminds me of a movie called Quarantine.
Quarantine,
Back in the
okay.
day, this is where it gets weird because you have a movie called Record and you got a movie called Quarantine, and both of them have sequels, Quarantine 2 and Record 2, but the sequels are very different. But the original Record and the original Quarantine are almost
Same
spot
concept.
on the same.
What was
Yeah.
that movie we watched with Jake Gyllenhaal and the other guy, Michael Pena? What was that one called? Didn't we do a retro of that? Or no, we did it for a Golden Geek Flash, like the 2012 Golden Geeks, I think, right? What the hell was that movie called? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh gosh. Yes. What the hell was it? I gotta try and Google it here.
Jake Gyllenhaal,
Let's see.
Bodycam. End of Watch. There you go.
Right, that's
For
the
2012,
one.
yeah. So we didn't necessarily review it, but we did. It was part of the Golden Geeks 2012.
Yeah.
So
So,
this gave me that vibes for sure.
that's
A
yeah,
l-
that's
like
a
that,
good
but a little bit
comparison.
lesser. I feel like was the energy I had for it.
This had for me it was Paranormal Activity meets
Yeah.
Quarantine, and I mean with Quarantine, they go into these. He follows these firemen. This news crew, this guy with the camera follows these firemen. The firemen respond to a call. First responders. They get to this apartment building and they go in. And then when they're in there for like an hour, they find okay, the building is sealed from the outside now. Like the government is like quarantined the building. They're trapped in there with some of the residents because one guy went AWOL. And so they go and they try and like connect with this guy who went AWOL. And turns out he's like a rabid can't like turn into a zombie thing, like rabies, running, like jumping, like going crazy. He bites people, they get infected, and you're trapped in this apartment building. It's terrifying. And so you're dealing with these close-up shots with the camera view, and that's just what Bodycam has. Like you literally get a scene that is just legit, just jaw-dropping when the woman's like, "Ah!" The
Yeah.
jaw falls, and
That was nasty. Yeah.
it was nasty. It loses me a little bit when we get into the city. I feel like the whole city is demonically shut down.
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that, but the stuff that's very claustrophobic and they're walking around and the tunnels and these things are popping up. I'm definitely there for that. That stuff on a body cam, it's freaky horror.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, definitely I had a little bit of Blair Witch energy to it as well. And yeah, just some of the creepy, look into a corner and there's a creepy person doing a creepy thing there with blood all over their shirt. And it's like, that works. That's always good. That's always a little bit freaky. You don't know if they're going to jump at them or what's going to happen or if the lights are going to go out. So I feel like it's going to have I think there's going to be a lot of jump scares. I'm going to predict that this has the highest jump scare ratio of movies this year. That's my prediction. But I think it'll be a fun time. I think it'll be decent. Like I said, I think to me it seems like a little bit lesser in terms of the drama, the actual like acting caliber that like an End of Watch is. But it doesn't look like it's just trying to copy that. It just looks like it's borrowing a couple ideas and trying to be its own different thing. So yeah, I like this fun novel concept. The one thing that I found kind of cheesy is at one point the police guy is like having dinner with his wife and he like still has the body cam on when they're like sitting there like holding hands, and it's like you're wearing the body cam right now still. Like what's going on
Never
here?
shuts off. It's part
Yeah.
of the job.
Yeah, so it's like I feel like a movie like this could be a little contrived of like, oh yeah, well kind of we need these other emotional scenes when he's not strictly being a cop, you know. We got to build in that heart and emotion, but it just came off as a little goofy. But we'll see. Maybe in the movie it won't actually, there'll be a justification. He just got home from work. He hasn't had time to take everything off yet. But you'd think you would at least like shut the camera off. You think that thing has like battery, you know? Got to preserve
I would
that battery.
never go into my house and keep the body cam going on because that just feeds to your headquarters. Like it's just
Yeah.
Why would you keep it on?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Body cam.
Cool.
Uh,
Well, what's your next one?
I'll shout out Backrooms next, which is I don't know where it started. I think it started as like an internet creepypasta kind of thing, and then it became like games, and there's I think multiple of them, which is just creepy liminal space horror. Is I guess the description of Backrooms. But I thought when a trailer starts with A24, it's like okay, we're cooking here. I thought this is a fantastic trailer. Just completely sets the tone of what you expect in something like this. Just one camera shot going down. It's the same room, but every time the room slightly changes a little bit. I think this is going to be really cool. I've not played any of these Backrooms games. I haven't really looked into this space, but I know it's like a big thing. So I think this could maybe blow up a little bit. I think this could be a phenomenon. It could be like a Five Nights thing. Maybe not quite as big as Five Nights, but I feel like it's this has potential. I thought the trailer was excellently edited. So yeah, consider me excited for this one.
Yeah, it's an interesting trailer, and I've seen the videos of the backroom stuff, and it's not my cup of tea. It's
Okay.
just I don't know what the pull is here. Just the fact that it's I don't know unknown, and it goes on and on and on. You're trapped in these rooms, and you just gotta kind of find your way out to these back rooms. Yeah, there's some creepy pastas that exist out there that I'm like, okay, I can get on board with. This is some freaky stuff, but the back rooms is more just an ominous thing, and
You don't find it freaky at all?
I mean, I would definitely find it freaky being in that
Yeah.
situation and being isolated.
What's
But
your
the
opinion on like
concept,
liminal space stuff in general?
liminal,
Liminal space, yeah.
liminal. What does liminal mean?
That's a good question. How would you describe liminal? I think it's like empty, lacking detail, kind of grandiose yet very little detail. Just a kind of big empty space. Like I picture in Inception when we go to kind of the limbo and it's just like all these empty buildings that are all like crumbled. Like that's a very liminal space, I would say.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I would say I'm very used to it,
Okay.
and it doesn't freak me out. And I say that
Okay.
because when I was growing up, my parents used to own a duplex, and many a time I'd be sitting in there as a kid for hours in these large spaces of the house while they were doing renovations, painting the walls, everything. And so I'd just be sitting there, and I just find ways, just kind of like hang out, just chill, pass time in these large empty spaces. So I feel like maybe that's why it doesn't bother me as much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This movie's probably going to make a killing. I mean, I feel like a movie like this probably has a budget of $10,000. They're going to make $1 billion at the box office or something. You're going to get the Backrooms 2,
Yeah.
Backrooms or Back Part 3, something like that. I don't know. They're
Yeah,
going to run
I
with
could see it. Yeah, it's an infinite kind of thing. I feel like it's.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. Yeah.
I suppose in the chat, there are monsters in the Backrooms, and at least almost every adaptation
Yeah, I
puts
saw
them
some
in
on
there.
when I was googling around some creepy beans.
So I'm down for that. I'm down to see some of those creepypasta monsters popping off in there. That's always going to be that's a good time, and that would make it a little bit more sustenance for me as opposed to just being these empty rooms and you're just wandering around. So
Yeah.
if I want to watch the empty rooms, I can go watch a bunch of TikTok videos of it. So hopefully this movie is something
Damn.
different.
Fucking
from
roasted
that.
back.
Yeah, it's a bit of a roast. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to cinema? All people want is TikTok now.
All TikToks.
Sad.
Yeah. Okay. What do I want to go to next? I think the one and only option is going to be the Yeti. Now you did see Sasquatch Sunset, right? I think you have.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Good.
Great film.
The Yeti is completely different from that. We're going into horror, and it just feels like it's got. Oh, I had an example of what I wanted to say it would be like, and I can't remember it, but it just feels like it's got a zaniness to it when
Okay.
all our hunting party comes together and we're getting underway here, and then that zaniness feels like it's dispatched and we're just getting into something a bit more horrified.
Okay.
And you don't see the creature in the trailer, which I'm really thankful for, and I hope that you don't really see him in the movie either, because just it lets your mind do the work for you. Don't pay $100,000 into the practical effects to try and make a creature look the way it is with CGI and put it in front of you on the screen. Give the impression of this creature, and the mind will piece it together for you and do the work for free. And so when you're doing something like the Yeti, I feel like too many times the costume can easily just be dismissed. Once you see it, you can write it off as being fake and phony
Okay,
and whatnot.
okay.
So especially when you get to the face, I think that's where they need to just keep this thing in your peripheral vision in the movie, which it looks like they're doing. You get the arm coming in at some points, but it just shows like people getting killed and dying, and just the howls when the guy's got the headphones on and he hears the growls in the distance. Like, man, I'm getting the goosebumps right now. So I just think that this trailer's got a lot of juice that I'm really looking forward to, and I think we need more movies like this. We need more Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti movies. Shout outs to Oh my god. Exists. Shout outs to the movie Exists. If you're looking for a good horror movie that's got like it's cam styled, shout outs to, like we're talking about body cam. It's cam styled, but it's so well done. It is a fantastic horror movie and it is a really good Bigfoot movie. It's freaking freaky. So I highly recommend that. But yeah, this just seems like it's gonna be a good time and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think it looks all right. The editing was throwing me off a little bit, and like just the vibe of some of the cutting and like the weird like static electric. Like I don't know, it seems interesting. So I definitely got to wait and hear some probably your review and others' impressions of this sucker when it finally comes out before I decide if I'm gonna check it out, or maybe you'll make it your Golden Geek must watch. I could see that happening. It's extremely likely.
It's possible. I think I'm gonna have to watch for Cryptic Clues, do a review there, and do a review for Geekverse for sure. I'm trying to see if I can sway Travis over and onto it. If you guys are interested too, maybe you just said no.
I mean, if it was streaming, maybe, but I don't think I'll venture out to a theater for this bad boy.
That's fair.
Yeah. Is this a theater picture or is this a at-home watch?
Oh, I don't know if I would bring Madison out to see it. I don't know if it'd be her cup of tea. And I just feel like rarely am I just running off to the theater myself alone these days. I'd have to take someone. So if I can convince Travis, I'll take Travis to go see it in the theater.
Take your work husband, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, next up for me, I guess, would be Slanted, which I think we talked about Slanted in our 2026 preview because it felt familiar. The concept felt familiar when I was watching this trailer here. But yeah, this concept is essentially there's kind of a girl in high school, Asian woman who wants to be white. And so first she like dyes her hair blonde to try and like fit in better with the white people, and then that doesn't work, and then she gets inducted into this very Substance-esque, creepy company that will turn you into a white person, I suppose. And then of course, just like the Substance, things start going wrong. Parts of your head start falling out and stuff like that. So, do you think this movie was in production before Substance, or is this just like seeing Substance and then being like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and copy that concept here with a slightly different premise?
I think they definitely looked at Substance and were like, hey, we can run with this. Let's copy it to a slight degree and see what we can do. Because this just reeks of the Substance movie, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it's even in there. It says like a cross between Mean Girls and the Substance. So at least in the marketing side of things, they're doing that. Whether that was intentional from the creation stage, I don't know. And unfortunately, it does kind of look like a lesser Substance in a way. And you know what? I feel like I need a good 5-year gap before I can see a Substance-like movie again, Like, I like that movie a lot. It's great. But I can only handle so much of that energy because it's very nasty.
It's very nasty.
Like, very crunchy sounds and stuff.
Oof.
Like, ugh. Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you. No, it's interesting, and it's something I do want to see because of just the, I don't know, I don't want to call it messaging, but I guess it's just the story, I guess, at its core. Just a story. Like, this girl who is Asian and just becomes white, and just the fallout of this decision, this action is what I want to see. But it seems like this is a world that widely accepts this as an actual procedure that people can go and do and just change their skin color, which is just a crazy thing to just even think about. So. And then you start to decay and whatnot. Oh, it's gross and yucky. Yeah. But I do want to see it and see, as I said, the fallout of everything.
What's next on your list, my friend?
Oh, goodness me. Next, I'm gonna say, I'll just say Toy Story 5. Okay. I am really excited to see the toys versus the tablets here. Army of Buzz Lightyears, Woody balding. I think it's just we're at a movie now where the way I see Toy Story, you have Toy Story 3, which is set up as the comeback. So all the kids that grew up now, like we're Andy's age, we're older than Andy, and we got to say goodbye to our toys, and that's the send-off. But it's also more than that because it's all these people that grew up with Toy Story, they're having kids now. And so when you watch this movie, it's like, okay, you see that Toy Story is now being made and transitioned over to that next generation. Hence, and enter Toy Story 4, the new generation. This is them being able to jump into this old classic nostalgic franchise and start to make it their own and really enjoy these characters. Even my daughter, like I got a Toy Story shirt for her and she puts it on and she loves all the characters on there and whatnot. So I think that's great. And when I see this trailer, I think, okay, are we backpedaling a bit? Because you got Woody, you got Buzz coming in, and they're feeling a little bit older now. But I just feel like, are they backpedaling and leaning on that because they want to jump in with the older demographic that grew up with these movies, and that's what we're trying to capitalize on and make money off of, rather than the kids? I feel like they could have focused on either not doing another one and just leaving 4 as is, or if they were to do a proper 5, then they're focusing on, I don't know, because I can't even say that. Toy Story is Toy Story because of Woody and Buzz.
Let me ask you this. What is the connection between like the child and the family in Toy Story 4? Or is this a new family? What's going on?
Same family.
Okay. So this is a different family than the original one?
Yeah, so Andy, when he grew up,
Andy's
going
family?
to college, he was the original. Yeah, so Andy grew up, had the toys, donated the toys before he went to college to Bonnie. And Bonnie took over all the toys, and so this is Bonnie's
was that
family.
in 4 when that happened?
That was at the end of 3.
Okay, so then 4 is the first one with this family.
4 is the first one where it's solely just the toys with Bonnie. Yeah,
Got it.
On an adventure.
Okay. Let's see. I have not seen. I don't think I've seen 3 or 4. So I'm behind on my Toy Story.
3 is a must-watch for sure. 4 is okay, but at the end of 4, Woody and Buzz separate. So Buzz goes back with the toys and sticks with Bonnie, and they drive away from their camping trip and go home. But Woody decides to stay as a lost toy.
He stays in the woods.
He stays in the woods, that's right. But now all of a sudden you have here, they've Mando and Grogu did Book of Boba Fett, where Woody just comes back into the fray. It's like, well, that kind of, I feel like it.
You never want to Book of Boba
damages.
Fett it. That's not what you want for your series franchise.
No, not at all. And so I feel like it retroactively damages his decision and what was set up in Toy Story 4 because, oh, well, guess what? He's just back again. Then that's it. You know, he's here to help Bonnie. I don't like that. I feel like it just doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth.
Right. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I obviously have extremely checked out of this series, so it doesn't have the emotional ties for me like it once did. But yeah, I feel like the concept of the tablet and that kind of being, I mean, I see that, man, with my nephew. I mean, when he has that tablet on, kid's in another realm, and it kind of freaks me out, to be honest. So I think this is a really good concept. I think this is potentially going to work pretty well. I mean, I feel like I know where it's going to end up. But yeah, I think this could work. I think this could be a nice way to take this story and kind of have a modern twist to it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We're looking at a movie that's definitely targeting the adults. Again, like I said earlier, whereas rather than focus on the generation that's now taking over with Bonnie and is going to grow up now with Toy Story and so forth, we're leaning back on that older generation that grew up with the first 3 movies. And now we're leaning on the fact, too, that, hey, you guys are parents. Well, now here's a storyline that you guys can relate to, tablets and kids. I'm sure everyone knows a tablet kid.
Yeah.
And we're going to be... The thing that freaks me out, and I tell Madison this all the time, like we are going to be the first generation of parents to see the result and the fallout of kids that grew up with iPads. And I don't feel like that's a positive thing. I feel like it's going to be kind of negative because where we grew up as kids, we had the outdoors still. You know, we had early Nintendo consoles. Things were still kind of sneaking in there, sure. But by the time we kind of got a little bit older, we grew up when Facebook was conceived. We grew up with Tumblr and all these different things, and MySpace, MSN. And so I think we grew as it grew. But to grow and just be given access to the tablet. That's just crazy. So I think the idea of making it the villain is fantastic. But like I said, that kind of storyline, while it creates awareness and is great, they're definitely targeting that specific demographic rather than making it a movie that's just going to be something that's growing with the kids, because the kids aren't going to necessarily understand unless they write it in a way where they're going to think, hey, tablets are bad, and all the kids
Yeah,
around the world forgo tablets.
I wonder if that'll be a takeaway for any kid watching this.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think any kids trade their tablet time because Woody says so.
Yeah, I need the trees. I need outdoors. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that leaves us with The Mummy, I believe, right?
That's right.
So Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Lee Cronin most recently did, what was it? Evil Dead Rise? No, not Rise. Evil Dead. What the heck was the subtitle of that most recent one? Evil Dead.
I'm pretty sure it was Rise.
Oh, you're right, because Evil Dead Remake 2013 is just called Evil Dead. Yeah, so it is Rise. It is Rise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think this trailer looks unbelievably good. Like the visual effects, the kid. I mean, creepy kids, that always gets me for sure. But yeah, the just disgusting makeup and kind of body contortions going on here. I think this looks fantastic. This looks like a stellar horror movie. I feel like this will be a must-watch for me.
Yeah, like body contortions always freak me out. That's one of those things, man. It just, ugh. But it looks like, detailed wise, like, yeah, it's gonna be visually really, really impressive. The thing though that I've read was that it's gonna be taking place very small scale in this house or this building or whatever it is, dealing with this entity, instead of being a little bit more larger scale. Like, people can't go in here thinking this is going to be like The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, where we're going all across Egypt, and it's a big adventure. This is just going to be a little bit more self-contained and enclosed, more intimate. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I know that some people in the Discord have voiced that they're not like over the moon excited. They would have preferred a different kind of approach with this. But you know, I'm an open book. I'm very curious to see how this does. But I mean, at the end of the day, my Mummy anticipation excitement is just for the Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz returning. That's where my true Mummy excitement will remain.
Nice.
Yeah,
I guess different mummies.
Different mummies.
This one's got a lot of that same stuff, though. A lot of wrappings, body wrappings going on.
A lot of wraps, a lot of shavings. That's right.
Shavings, yeah. Embalming tools, various things like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Well, you know, I mean, Maddie didn't ask, but shout outs to Maddie. How would you rank these trailers, Dylan?
Wow, he's getting a free ranking. Let's see. I will go with top of the heap. I'm gonna go with The Mummy. Top of the heap.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Backrooms. Number 2. Call me crazy. Call me whatever you want.
You're crazy.
How dare you? Number 3, I'm gonna go Over Your Dead Body. Number 4, Yeti. Number 5, Bodycam. 6, Slanted. 7, Toy Story. I'm so uninvested in Toy Story at this point in time that I just don't see myself catching up. So that's why it falls to the bottom, even though it does look good. It does look good.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna start from the bottom and work our way to the top
you
here.
Dog.
I'm call me crazy. I'm putting Backrooms at the very bottom. Sorry,
you're crazy. What are you doing?
Oh
my god!
I'm putting in the
liminal
back room.
Space hater over here.
Yeah. Next over that, I'm gonna go probably Over Your Dead Body.
Okay.
After that, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go The Mummy, and then I'm gonna go Slanted, then Bodycam, and then number 2 is gonna be Toy Story 5, and number 1 is gonna be the Yeti.
Yeah. Okay. That made sense. That felt intuitive to hear you.
I feel like there's a lot of shimmying around between the Mummy, Bodycam, and Slanted. I feel like that is just kind of like they can move around, but
the shimmy tier. Yeah.
The shimmy tier. Yeah. But there you go.
Excellent.
All right. Well, do you have anything else you want to throw down here, or do we close her off?
Let's get the heck out of here. I'm ready to
outta here.
sleep,
Ready
personally.
to sleep. Yes, I agree. Sleep sounds good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we will be back at some point in the near future. I believe Scream 7 is where me and Travis will be coming back. And we're going to be dropping a little mini scary movie review, too, for that trailer, because that trailer is supposed to be dropping before Scream 7. So,
Oh, cool. Nice.
yeah, look out for that. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in the search bar. Have a good one.
Good night.